Okay, buckle up, buttercups, because this is going to be a bumpy ride, and I doubt the majority of you are going to make it through. I want to share a discovery I made, a understanding of sorts, a realization, you could say. And I want to share and talk about this discovery and understanding. And that is, I actually underestimated how useless and full of shit your views and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies actually are. Well, not just movies, but pretty much everything that, but we'll just stick with movies. As a side note, everything I say in this video in regards to what useless bullshit your views and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies are actually applies to all of the other bullshit you guys spew out of your pie holes. But we'll just stick to movies, because I had already come to an understanding of how useless and full of shit your reviews and analysis and thoughts and opinions of movies are, because you've already explained the bullshit basis that you have when you do your reviews and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies. And that is, just turn your brain off and enjoy the movie for what it is. Well, seeing as how that's your bullshit standard for how you will like or not like a movie, then by default, your reviews and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies are going to be based on that bullshit. Hence, why your reviews and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies are basically used as bullshit. But here's the thing. I ended up discovering that your useless bullshit analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies are even more useless and pathetic than that, because your bullshit standard of just turn your brain off and enjoy the movie for what it is, that standard is bullshit. You don't even have that standard. And I actually have you morons to thank for this, because the way I was able to discover this and realize all of this was because I followed your bullshit advice on how to watch movies, which is turn your brain off and enjoy the movie for what it is. And so I did. Because I ended up watching Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, I didn't want to watch Jurassic World Rebirth because I knew it was going to be a shitty movie. But my girlfriend wanted to go see it because she loves dinosaur movies, so I went to go see Jurassic World Rebirth. But here's the thing. Before we went to see the movie, she went, I don't want to hear any complaints about how stupid the story is. She didn't want to hear how stupid the plot was. She didn't want to hear about all the brain dead stupid. She didn't want to hear about all the plot holes, because she wasn't going to see Jurassic World Rebirth for any of that stuff. She didn't care about any of that stuff. She wanted to go watch this movie for the dinosaurs. And I went, okay, fine. But then I thought about it and I go, well, wait a minute. This would make Jurassic World Rebirth a great test subject, a great experiment, because you went to go watch Jurassic World Rebirth not because of the story, not because of the plot. You didn't give a damn about any of the plot holes. You didn't give a damn about the brain dead stupid. You wanted to go watch a dinosaur movie. So I went, this would be great. I'm going to go watch Jurassic World Rebirth the way you ignorant little shits went to go watch, Jurassic World Rebirth. I went in, shut my brain off, and went, I'm just going to go watch this for the dinosaur movie that it is. Now, having done that, at the end of the movie, I went, this movie sucked. There's no way this movie did well at the box office. There's no way this movie bombed. There's no way this movie did well at the box office, because it failed to achieve your bullshit standards that you gave this movie, which was turn your brain off and just enjoy this movie for what it was, a dinosaur movie. Well, here's the problem. This movie sucked as a dinosaur movie. It was boring. The majority of this movie was boring. It wasn't until the last, 20, 30 minutes of this movie where you actually get some decent dinosaur action. The problem was the majority of the decent dinosaur action was a ripoff from the first Jurassic Park movie. So it didn't even have its own original. So this movie didn't even have its own original dinosaur action scene. It was just a ripoff from the first Jurassic Park movie. So this movie failed to achieve even your bullshit standards of turn your brain off and enjoy this movie for what it was. So because of that, I'm going, there's no way this movie did well. I go online. I check the box office of this movie. $800 million. Based on what, you little shits? Based on what? Don't tell me it's based on the fact that it met your bullshit standards of being a good dinosaur movie, because it sure as hell didn't do that. Because again, I didn't go into this movie as, viewing it as a movie overall. I went into this movie going in and watching this movie the same way you ignorant little shits watch this movie. I turned my brain off and I wanted to see a dinosaur movie. And as a dinosaur movie, this movie sucked. So there is literally, you cannot base your enjoyment of this movie on your own bullshit standard, because this movie failed to achieve that. Then I go to Rotten Tomatoes, 71% audience score. Based on what, you ignorant little shits? Based on what? Again, you can't actually base the 71 audience score on your bullshit standard, because this movie failed to achieve even your bullshit standard. So now I'm going, well, how could this movie have made $800 million? How could this movie have a 71% audience score when this movie failed to achieve even your bullshit bottom of the barrel standards? And then and that's when I realized, oh my God, you don't even have that bullshit standard. Because here's my standard for a movie. Here's my standard for a movie. Here's your standard for a movie. Okay? Here's your bottom of the barrel bullshit standard of the movie. Here's the problem with the Jurassic World Rebirth movie. It was about here. It failed to achieve your bottom of the barrel bullshit standard. Well, if it failed to even achieve your bottom of the barrel bullshit standard, how could you have possibly enjoyed this movie? And that's when I realized, oh my God, the only way you can actually enjoy a movie is if you go into a movie because again, here's your standard. This was the standard of the movie. Well, the only way you could actually have enjoyed this movie, even though it was this level of standard, is if your standard is at 0 and thus it actually exceeded your standards. You go into movies with no standard whatsoever. You have 0 standards. That's the only way you can justify and explain how you ended up liking Jurassic World Rebirth, is that you have no standards. But here's the genius of this. Here's the genius of why you go into movies with 0 standards. Because that way you can just make up whatever bullshit you want and why you liked or didn't like a movie. Because you have absolutely no standards, you can just make up whatever reasons you want on why you liked it or why you didn't like it. You can just make up whatever sounds good. Because the crazy thing is, not having any standards is essential. It's a necessity for you to like or not like a movie. Because standards gets in the way of you liking or not liking a movie. It restricts you because let's say you actually had standard. Let's say on a scale from 1 to 10, you had a standard of 6, but you liked the movie. Well, but if the movie failed to achieve the standard of 6 or above, then by your own admission, you can't enjoy the movie. But you enjoyed the movie. So what has to go? You liking the movie or your standards? Well, standards are getting in the way. Your standards are getting in the way of liking the movie. Same thing with disliking the movie. If you disliked the movie, but the movie actually exceeded your standards, then you can't hate the movie, because by your own standards, you should have enjoyed the movie, but you hated it. So what has to go? You hating the movie or your standards? Your standards have to go, because if you have your standards, you can't hate the movie. So if you throw away the standards and you get rid of the standards, you can like and dislike a movie for whatever reason you want. Hence, why not having standards is literally a necessity for you to be able to like or dislike a movie. I mean, hell, you can't. That's why you can't even use your own bottom of the barrel bullshit standard of turn your brain off and just enjoy the movie for what it is, because that first part gets in the way. That first part of turn your brain off gets in the way of you enjoying or hating a movie. Because let's say you enjoyed the movie. Let's say you enjoyed a movie, and I were to bring up all of the brain dead stupid in the movie. What do you guys do? Oh, no. Ignore the stupid. Turn your brain off to ignore the stupid. But for some reason, oddly enough, when it's a movie you didn't like, you don't turn your brain off. You turn your brain on. So that way you can use all of the brain dead stupid in the movie to explain why you didn't like the movie. You don't even follow your own brain dead bullshit standard of turn your brain off. Because take a movie you didn't like. Well, why didn't you like it? Well, you turned your brain on and you noticed all the brain dead stupid. Well, then why don't you follow your own advice? Follow your own advice. The movie you didn't like, turn your brain off and ignore the stupid so that way you can enjoy the movie. Well, no. You can't do that because that's a standard. That restricts you from not liking the movie. Turning your brain off restricts you from not liking a movie. Turning your brain on restricts you from not liking a movie. So you guys don't even follow your own bullshit bottom of the barrel standard because it gets in the way of you not liking or liking a movie. It's the same. You watched Endgame and you enjoyed Endgame. You watched Morbius and you hated Morbius. Well, here's the problem with both movies. Both movies are full of brain dead stupid. But what did you do? You conveniently turned your brain off in Endgame so that you could ignore the brain dead stupid. But for Morbius, you didn't turn your brain off. You turned your brain on, and then you were able to notice all of the brain dead stupid. Well, why didn't you follow your own standard? Do with Morbius what you did with Endgame. Turn your brain off for Morbius so that way you could ignore all of the stupid and enjoy the movie for what it was. Why didn't you do that? Well, because then you would have to admit that you enjoyed Morbius because you turned your brain off, ignored the stupid, and you enjoyed Morbius for what it was, a vampire superhero movie. You should be able, if you follow your own rule, even with your bottom of the barrel, brain dead, useless, dumbass, stupid standard of turn your brain off and enjoy the movie for what it is, you should not hate any movie. There should be zero movie to hate. Because all you have to do, take Eternals. You all hated Eternals. Well, follow your own advice. Turn your brain off and enjoy the movie for what it was. And guess what? Eternals did that. Eternals was the movie it was supposed to be, and that's what it did. Just turn your brain off and ignore all the stupid, and you would have enjoyed it. Well, then how did you hate the movie? Oh, well, wait, you turned your brain on and you went, yeah, this movie sucked. Same thing with Morbius. You turned your brain on and the movie sucked. Well, why didn't you turn your brain on for Endgame or No Way Home? Because if you had turned your brain on for any of those other movies, what was that? What was the other one? The Ragnarok movie from Thor or the Multiverse of Madness. Why didn't you turn your brain on for those movies? Why didn't you turn your brain off for those movies? That way you would have enjoyed them. By your own rules, there should be no movie you can hate. There should be no movie that you dislike because you turned your brain off and you enjoyed the movie for what it was. No matter what the movie is, that's the movie for what it is. Saying enjoying the movie for what it is like saying part of a complete breakfast. Those old kids cereal commercials, where at the end of the commercial they'll go, no matter how sugary the cereal is, just have it as part of a complete breakfast, like it means anything. It doesn't, because you can have it be a complete breakfast can be whatever you want it to be, and as long as it is what you make it, hence it's a complete breakfast. Same thing with the movie. Enjoy the movie for what it is. Well, no matter what the movie is, that's what it is. That's what it is. Just turn your brain up and enjoy it. But if you follow your own dumbass rule, you can't hate any movie. For all of you who hated the Superman movie, why didn't you just do what you do with every other movie? Turn your brain off and enjoy it for what it is. Because guess what? That Superman movie, as stupid as it is what it is, and that's the movie it's supposed to be. So you're supposed to appreciate and enjoy that Superman movie for what it was. But if you follow your own bullshit standard, you can't hate Superman. So what did you do? You ignored your own bullshit standard. You ignored your own one bottom of the barrel, nothing standard. And what's left? What's left? Nothing. Nothing. You have a nothing standard to every movie you watch, because that way you can arbitrarily decide when you want to turn your brain on and when you want to turn your brain off. You get to arbitrarily decide when you want to accept the movie for what it is and when you don't want to accept the movie for what it is. So it is literally essential for you not to have any standards, because otherwise you can't like a movie for why you like it, and you can't hate a movie for why you hate it. So it is literally essential for you to not have any standards, because standards restrict your ability to just arbitrarily decide to like a movie for whatever bullshit reasons you want to like a movie, and restrict you for not liking a movie for whatever bullshit reasons you don't want to like the movie. Now, the end game of all of this is, because your liking or disliking of a movie is not based on having any standards, and it's for whatever reason you feel like making up to justify it, your basis and explanation of why you like or don't like a movie is based on nothing. It's based on nothing. It's based on whatever bullshit you come up with. Hence, why your, reviews and views and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies are even more useless and full of shit than what I thought it was. Because at the very least, I thought you at least had a standard of one. I thought you at least had a standard of one. No, you don't even have a standard of one. Because you don't have any standards, now you can just make whatever bullshit review you want, whatever bullshit analysis and thoughts and opinions you want, and it doesn't matter if you contradict yourself. It doesn't matter if you're full of shit and you contradict yourself, because you have no standards. You're not tied to anything. So you can literally bullshit why you liked this movie and why you hated this movie, even though both movies did the exact same thing. You're not tied down to anything. So I guess I want to say thank you to all of you ignorant little shits for telling me how you watch movies and actually following your dumbass bullshit advice to actually fully realize how full of shit and how irrelevant and useless you all actually are. So give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand. Because like this, yeah. Just thought I'd share my discovery and understanding of that you guys are as useless and full of you are more useless and more full of shit than I had originally, pegged you for. So thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you for making me realize that you are even more useless and full of shit, and that your viewpoints and views and analysis and reviews on movies mean shit. Hell, to give you an example, to explain and have you fully understand and comprehend how useless and meaningless and nothing your thoughts and opinions and reviews and analysis of movies are, because they're based off of zero standards and they're just for whatever reason you want them to be. To give an example on how useless and irrelevant they are. There could be a video that's titled Movie Review of Superman 2025 or Review of the Fantastic Four movie. And the video is just a 5-minute video of a dog barking. That's all it is. That's just a dog barking. I want you to understand something in regards to how useless and irrelevant and meaningless your views and reviews and thoughts and analysis on the movies are, because they're based on nothing. That video of a dog barking, your videos using no standards, your videos reviewing and analyzing and your thoughts and opinions on movies based on nothing is just as useless as a video of a dog barking for 5 minutes as a review of a movie. Doesn't matter what movie it is. There could be you could literally copy paste that video of a dog barking and just change the title for whatever new movie comes out. And that video of a dog barking is just as useless and irrelevant as any of your reviews and views and analysis on movies, because your reviews and views and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies are based on nothing. Just like that video of a dog barking. That video of a dog barking, that review is based on nothing. That's exactly the same thing your reviews and views and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies are, based on nothing. Hope that helps. I got to stop making videos that just make people hate me. I got to start making videos that might make you like me. Anyway. Yeah, just letting you know and explaining that why your reviews and analysis and thoughts and opinions on movies are useless, meaningless, and are shit. Hope it helps. Now, I would like to say, do better, and like actually have I would like to go, hey, have standards, so that way, you can actually have some kind of validity and legitimacy. But how do you guys give a shit about that? You guys don't give a rat's ass about legitimacy or the authenticity or being, credible. Credibility means shit to any of you. So obviously, trying to ask you guys to, do better or actually have standards, it's not gonna happen. Anyway, got that out of my system. I'm good. That's it for me. I'm good. I'm out of here. See ya.